So Lion King, they did the live action thing back in 2018, 2019. I think it was 2019.
Oh, okay. I thought you were right. Sure.
And I guess the president of Walt Disney Pictures, Sean Bailey, was talking with the New York Times, and he had this to say. Basically, there's a lot of room to run if we can find the stories when talking about a possible Lion King universe. And basically he's saying that like there's the possibility, the potential to expand into a big epic saga like Star Wars, which I started to go, this is what I read it, and then I started putting my notes in, and I was like, so like, are we going to get a Simone and Pumbaa gritty origin story or Scar? And then I wrote, or young Mufasa. And then I started to read some more, and it said Mufasa, the Lion King, a live action prequel, will explore the origins of Simba's father, and Barry Jenkins, who directed Moonlight's going to be directing it. And I was like, oh, so we are getting a Mufasa origin story. I guess you
forgot that was happening.
Yeah. Or like a solo Nala movie we might be getting. Or so I'm just like, yeah, if you really want to turn something like Lion King into a franchise like that, I mean, that is not personally, like, I guess if you look at Star Wars and we're like, oh, are we really going to,
make this an entire universe and franchise that goes on 50
Obi-Wan
years
story? And it's like, no. But here's the thing.
The Star Wars was served well by 6 movies. And a couple shows. I don't
know if Lion King, now I could eat my words years from now, but I really don't know if Lion King is the franchise.
I think it's so ridiculous for him to say this. I think, the fact that it's just animals. Like it's nothing more than that, and they're in their own environment. And it's
just humans with
hold on,
light swords.
It's a whole universe with like hundreds of worlds and different races.
Yes.
But this is just, it's the Sahara or whatever desert it is. And
don't be shitting on the Sahara. Okay.
Look, I'm just saying, it's the animal kingdom, which is like cool in its own thing. And I think the original Lion King, I love, and it's great.
Yeah.
But do we need like 5 more movies and shows and like that is just, that's ridiculous. Like these are grounded characters in a sense.
The idea of a young Mufasa is, I will say, it is interesting.
Sure.
But in my head, all I can think about is like similar to just what the Lion King eventually is, which is like a young man, becoming what he needs to be or living up to his father, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess you could have a Scar movie.
I guess you could have a sequel movie about like,
you could have a Nala
Simba's
movie
son.
Or Simba's son, but
which was the second movie, I think, right? The original Lion King 2.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I think it might have been,
but
I don't know.
I don't see it at all, really.
You would have to like.
I just don't think the characters are there. I don't think the universe is there.
Right. And to build it off of the live action one,
they would be telling.
But I think maybe if you wanted to make it like Star Wars, it would be. You make Scar and the hyena a threat for like 3 movies. They're the empire, right? And the rest of the animal kingdom's got to band together.
In the prequel?
No. I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to actually map
Scar
it out.
Die?
Yeah.
So doesn't he die in the Lion King?
Yeah, for sure.
So
I don't know what you do at this point. I mean, I don't know. It's very weird that Disney sees the potential of this in this franchise.
I mean, I think it's frustrating that they're like, oh, I think everybody wants to like create IP and then be like, oh, and we can have a whole world about it. Like they're doing it with John Wick, which like understandably so. But I think it's frustrating, especially from Disney, because they're like, let's get all the money out of just doing live action of our properties that we already have.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then instead of coming up with anything new in the past 10 years,
right,
let's just make a of Origins franchise and more branching off stories of the Lion King.
It's because they don't want to do anything risky anymore. They're just like, hey, these stories worked. Let's just make it again. So,
and I didn't see the live action Lion King, but you know, it's like, because I'm just not interested in seeing that.
I would agree. I haven't seen a live action. What was the last live action Disney movie I saw? It might have been Beauty and the Beast. I think. I
didn't even see that. I heard that one was good.
It was.
Did you like
pretty
it?
Good. It wasn't as good as the original, but you know, so like, why even go there and do a live action if it's not going to be a lot different?
You'll never know if it's going to be as good.
But we do because the animation and the art style, it like you're taking that away, and that's so much of the charm of these Disney movies.
I agree. Like, I think it's a little weird seeing a real life crab talk to Ariel.
Yeah, and just a real life fish
and a real life lion
and a bird.
They just don't
That's
have
the thing. That was a lot of people's complaints with Lion King.
Expressions.
Is that they were like, there was no emotion on these lions' faces because it was hyper realistic.
Yeah.
They were just lions, and they'd only emote because their eyes are pretty cold. Like they're predators. I mean,
but they also just like, we have so many muscles in our face.
Right.
I don't know the anatomy of lions and dogs, but like,
right.
Can you tell when a dog is kind of sad? Sure. But like, you know, there's not a whole lot with animals. You can't tell a whole lot of the time.
Right.
And that's just how it is.
So,
you know?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. If you want to go like hyper realistic, but like slightly stylized faces where you can show a little emotion.
Yeah.
You can have some life in the eyes.
Like the opposite
that would be great.
Of like what happened to Sonic.
Yeah, pretty much. When kind of hyper realistic with it, and then hey, let's just make it like the cartoon. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't say I'm excited for a Star Wars like franchise from The Lion King. No.